Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm here with Trenten and Demonta today. We're going to be doing some interviewing with Career Services. Going to be getting some awesome footage.
Yeah, bringing you another disturbing creation from the mind of one sick and who can't tell the difference and gets stupefied.
I'm Ferguson. About to get my interview. Thanks for meeting with me, Nicole.
No problem.
I appreciate it. Well, kind of my purpose of this interview today is I just really want to kind of understand some of the services as well as day-to-day operations and vision of Career Services. So, for our audience, could you briefly describe the purpose of Career Services at Missouri Southern?
Sure. Our office is here to help you through the whole steps. So we can help you to choose a major, we can help you to find a full-time or part-time job while you're attending school, and we can help you to prepare for the job market when you're finished. So we really want to be involved with you throughout your entire career process. And it's really important for students to get involved while they're in college because that's how we can build a resume and transfer that out into the job market.
All right. So I'm aware that you guys see a lot of people in here. So as far as your users are concerned, or the people that use your services, what is usually the main reason that they come to you for?
Well, we see them for a variety of things. So we see them from students that we're helping with their graduate school application. We see students that are preparing for their first job. We also work with alumni. So we have people that are transitioning into a new job or applying for a promotion. So we really do help them with every step. And a big thing you're usually concerned with is their resume. You know, that the resume kind of trips up a lot of people. Resume, cover letter, and preparing for their interviews. Those are kind of the three things we see over and over.
And so what specifically is the most common customer for you all here at Career Services?
We actually help current students and past students and graduates. One thing I always make sure people know is that even if you just took a couple classes at Missouri Southern, we can still help you. We also want students to know that after graduation, we're here to help because a lot of them get out, 6 months after graduation and forget that there is help still out there because that's a tough time. Right after graduation, if you don't have a job yet, students are sometimes struggling with that. So it's all the more reason to come in earlier so you have your resume looked at ahead of time and you're ready for interviews. But if you haven't, it's never too late.
Okay, most definitely. All right. So I have a hypothetical question that I want to ask you.
Sure.
If I am just a typical student that is coming to you for advice, say on an interview, and I'm needing advice on materials that I need to bring, what materials would you recommend me taking into an interview?
Sure. I recommend every student takes a pad folio of some sort, actually for multiple reasons. One of the main reasons is most people get nervous and kind of do things with their hands or not really sure where to put their hands, so the pad folio gives them something to hold on to. It's kind of their security blanket.
Gotcha.
But they can also, with that, then they can take in questions because every employer is going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? And you may think you know what you're going to ask going into the interview, but it's usually stressful. And so having some questions written down ahead of time that you can easily reference in your pad folio is really helpful. And you can also take notes in that interview.
Okay, and is that pad folio something that you maybe help students develop as well, or is that something that's generally...
It's just like a pad folio like you buy in the bookstore. Like it's just a leather pad folio.
Okay, I gotcha. So many students I know many classes actually here on campus employ your services as well or use you all. Is there like any specific class that generally does that, or is it, how would you go about that?
It's spreading throughout campus, and we're very happy about that. Business communications was one of our first ones that started working with us, and that was a great partnership because we could really work with them. And it's kind of that old adage, your teacher tells you over and over, but when somebody else tells you, it's kind of like the first time you ever heard it.
Yeah.
So it's been a great partnership for us to help support those instructors and the things that they want to see students do. Also, we've been able to bring in area employers. We do an event called a Career Fair Cram, where students can go in and have their resume reviewed and do mock interviews and things like that. And so by exposing them to more and more professionals, that really helps with that.
Okay. And just kind of to wrap up here, within Career Services itself, how many of you is there that actually go about coaching students individually?
There's two of us, Heather Schuster, our coordinator, and myself. We work one-on-one with students.
Okay. I would imagine you all stay pretty busy with all the classes and...
We do. We have a great support team. Erica Kersey's our secretary, and she does all of our scheduling for us. And then we have a student employee team that helps us, that they post positions to our Higher Land Job Network. That's also a really great resource for students to use when they're looking for a job. Whether they're a student or an alumni, they can use that.
Okay. Well, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
No, come see us. I promise it's not as scary. Students always put off getting their resume looked at or even starting a resume. So that's the number one thing, is start early. I always laugh that we have a lot of students that, kind of drag their feet throughout the class project, and then at the end they'll usually say, I have a resume. It's just this light bulb comes on. So, make sure they do it, because you never know when that great internship or great opportunity is going to come about, and you want all your documents in hand. You don't want to be making it an hour before the deadline to apply for that really cool internship. So come see us early.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us, Nicole. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
All right, I'm Ryan Ferguson here with Missouri Southern Spotlight. Thank you for joining us.